Hey guys, so today I'm making my salads. I've got 6 containers for my cabbages, and then I've got some zucchini, pepper, tomatoes, and we made our own dressing. We used some everything bagel seasoning, some ranch seasoning, some G. Hughes ketchup, and some cottage cheese and water. So that's how it's gonna look when we're all done. So before I get started, I want to let you know there's a couple things that I did on my journey to make me be successful. And one of them was preparing my food. Even when I was carnivore, I just did a mass meat prep. And then that's what I ate throughout the week. I just microwaved it and I was good to go. And then something else later on, when I had my 7-month stall, I tracked. So tracking is also something that is near and dear to my heart, even though I don't like it. But it's how we get our data. So if anybody messages me or emails me or whatever, it's like, Terri, I've got a stall. The very first thing I ask is, are you tracking? If the answer is no, that's the first thing I'm going to tell you to do. Well, first I'm going to ask, are you shopping the outer aisles? Are you eating all whole foods with one ingredient except for a few sauces here and there? And if that answer is no, then I'm going to say shop the outer aisles. But if you're already doing that and you've hit that plateau, then I feel like the very next thing you need to be doing is tracking. You don't have to change what you're eating at that stage, but you have to gather data. If you don't have the data, you don't know what to change. You could be eating way too little fat. You could be eating way too little protein. You could be eating too much fat, too much protein. Too many carbs, not enough carbs, I don't know. Too many calories. There's so many things, but until you actually weigh things and track it, that's it. You're out of luck. You're not going to know it. So what I do for myself for during the week is I like a salad every day for lunch. So on Saturday, I go on and make up 6 salads. And then that way, every salad is the same. So when I plug it in on my Monday, I can just carry that same salad over throughout the whole week and I don't have to redo anything. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out, or I'm going to chop up some veggies and get nice stuff ready to go for the week. So each week I kind of figure out what things I want to put in my, what things I want to take to work in my salads. And then I go on and get everything chopped up and ready to go. This week I've decided I'm going to take some zucchini. So I've washed a couple zucchini and I'm going to get these chopped up. And I'm not really sure how these would stay if I put them on my salad. So what my thoughts are on the zucchini, I'm going to put in this container and then they will be there for the week. And then each night while my supper is cooking, I go ahead and I pull out my salad. And then from there, I go ahead and I build my salad while my supper meat and the next day's lunch meat is cooking. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this up into 4 sections. And then I'll put this in this little container. Like I said, I know zucchini stays a long time when I have it in my vinegar, but I don't really know how it's going to be if it's not in my vinegar. So, good job. I like zucchini. This is the only way I can think about it, is it's less wet. Cucumber is, it's all those seeds and wet in the middle of it. But zucchini is not. It's more, it's a squash, but it's just mostly solid all the way through. See? And I like zucchini raw. I also like squash, yellow squash raw. I've eaten that a lot too in my salads. But one of these seems a little sketch, like maybe it's not super fresh. So maybe if I just house it in a container for the week, then whenever I build it, when I build my salad in the evening time, I can go ahead and just pull out my zucchini. So I've been trying to show you all as I build my salads each night. So I just won't put the zucchini in my salad. And I'm also going to do the same thing with my peppers. I bought some bell peppers. And I don't want those to go bad either. So, I'm going to put on here Zucchini, I think. And I'll just, I put the little paper towel in there. So then that way it can kind of absorb the moisture and help it last longer. Next up, we've got our peppers. So let me go on and mark one of these that say peppers. Each time, like I said, I make these a little bit different each time. In the past, I've used jicama, I've used rutabaga. This time around, we're going with peppers and zucchini. So give me just a second, I'll get all these lined up and ready to go. It's always a little chaotic around here, but that's all right. We get her done, I'm going to go on and put this little pepper sticker on the bottom of it. So when it comes to cutting peppers, while I like the little individual ones, they're fun, but I lose a lot of the outer part because of the seeds. So what I do with the big ones is you kind of push between the green and the color part, and you just want to kind of push that in. See how that just creates a hole? All your seeds in the big ones tend to stay to the green stem most of the time. Okay. So see, this just has a few little seeds right here that I'll pull off. They're kind of connected a little bit to that vein right there. But now this half, I want you to see here real close. Look at where all those seeds are. You can grow your own peppers probably. But now these have seeds, but watch. They're gone. So let me show you with the red one. So I do them all the same. Just find that little spot and just push and push. Come on, fella, push. And then peel apart. You have to pull very slow and confidently. If you just yank it open, the seeds go flying. So, alrighty. So again, you can see some seeds in here, but hang on. It's wet in there, so they're sticking. So no seeds. And let's take a look at this, at the stem. Again, seeds. Now let me thump this out. Well, there's one stuck in there, but it's wet. And there. So that's how I do my peppers. And then I'm ready to cut them and do whatever I want to with them. I'll do a yellow. So I don't know really the difference between these. But whenever I was at Mom's house, she had some of those little mini peppers. And we were tasting. We were kind of doing a taste test while I was. Now, hang on. See how this is part that should be attached to the stem, but it's ended up not peeling away. So there's a couple seeds on it. But when you peel that excess of that vein away, I don't know if you call it vein, whatever. And same with this one. See, it was just that little piece that was attached. And anyway, so when Mom and I were trying the little mini ones, I felt like the red are the sweetest. Then comes the orange and then yellow. Green, definitely not sweet at all. So I don't want to make this just about me, how to poke all the holes out of peppers. So I'm going to go ahead and poke these other three off. And then I'm going to rinse them. And then we'll get those cut up. Okay. So I got my little container here that may not be big enough, but we'll see. So see now, they're all ready. And I don't get fancy with them. I don't care. I just kind of cut them into strips. And then, if I was going to make fajitas or something, then I would just leave them long. But since I'm not, I just kind of go chop and chop. So I make each strip, each top to bottom, into 3. Hang on. Pepper down, pepper down. So, yeah, I just go top to bottom, 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 and then 3 sides. 1, 2. Well, 2 cuts, and then it turns into 3 sides. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing. Something else I've learned is that it's easier to cut the pepper from the inside versus from the outside. The meaty inside part is easier to cut through than the outer layer of the skin. It's like, that's just a little tougher. Well, I don't know. It seems like it is a little tougher than the other way. So, all right, well, I'm going to get these cut up and these cut up, and I'll be back. I'm sure this is going to be more than what fits in this container, but I'll catch you up whenever I get them done, guys. All right, so I've got 2 containers of peppers here. And like I said, I'm not going to build the zucchini or the peppers on my, where's my lid? Oh, come, oh, haha, right here. It was hiding from me in plain sight. I'm not going to put these on there just because I don't know how fresh these were. So this way I can just add them on each evening. And I'll do that with my tomatoes also, because let me tell you, I've had some tomatoes go yuck in 6-7 days, and bite into them, and there's just, to me, there ain't a whole lot worse than you chomp into a tomato and it's all mealy and squishy and just bleh. So I'd rather just, you pull it out and you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's a good tomato. But if I pull one out, it's all mushy, to the trash can with him. So this way I'm not committed to the tomatoes or the zucchini or the peppers being in each salad. I'm going to put these away, and wow, we're going to have a different one. And then all we're doing, I guess, is putting cabbage in them today. That's all right, okay. But we are going to be making our own dressing. Ooh, that's getting on my nerves. So we are going to make our own dressing. Next step, we're going to go on and build our salads. I have 2 bags that expire yesterday. So that's all right though. Cabbage, that's one thing I love about cabbage. It's not that it necessarily, I love the crunch of a cabbage. So by the way, I divide 1 bag into 3, and it's about 450 grams total of the cabbage. So Ziggy, 450 divided by 3.
450 divided by 3 is 150.
Oh, I think I asked it that last time. Just smile and nod your head, and you could say, oh, honey, it's a good thing you got looks, because you sure ain't got brains. Anyway, and I'll just do this to get it out of the bags, and then I do the weighing here in a second. So anyway, so it sounds like approximately each thing will have 150 grams of cabbage. So, but since I did not zero it out, hang on, I didn't zero it out, and I don't have another empty one of these, so I'm just going to go from 0 and make sure these 3 are pretty similar. Oops, wait a minute, let me get on grams. 270 something, 20 something, 270 something. It should be around. Again, remember, I did not zero this container, so it's going to weigh more than 150. All right, these 3 are close enough. Now let's go to you. I know some. Okay, 268, 260, 244, close enough. So I do not add any seasonings or anything like that to this because, a lot of times like salt, that draws moisture out. And the whole point of doing it this way is to keep it from getting, from spoiling. So now I just take a paper towel and I cover it. And then I'll have these stored upside down in my refrigerator. And so I'm going to get these last couple done. And then we will go on and get our salad dressing made up. And we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to try something a little different this time. So we'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. I'm going to make a really big batch of my dressing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh everything. I'm literally going to double whatever the amount of cottage cheese I put in. I'm going to double that with water. So let me see here. Just get a big spoon. And I got it zeroed out. I was hoping it'd be about 3 servings of cottage cheese. Last time what I did was I divided it by 6, but that's not what I want to do. I actually want to make it, I'm at 247. That's 2 servings. Let me get my other one out. Hang on. Okay, so I need it to be around 339 to be 3 servings. Haha, 340. All right, now, you know I got to have a bite to grow on. Nope, now it says 339. Okay, 339. 339 grams of cottage cheese. I don't know how much that is, so I'm going to clear it out. And I want 339 of water. By the way, ignore the sizzling in the background. I'm making up some pork belly for the dogs. I'm making it in bite-sized pieces. Whoop. All right. So I'll just say 339. It's 361, but close enough. 339. And now I need to stir up the pork belly. I'll be right back.
Hang on. Just calm yourself. I know. Patience is a virtue.
All right. So I don't know what I said. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of ranch just to get started. A tablespoon of ranch. And then 1 tablespoon of everything but the bagel seasoning. So I need you here and you here. I'll finish out the old one. Alright. Yep, they're rounded tablespoons. That's alright. It's okay. That's alright. That's okay. We're going to beat them anyway. I was never a cheerleader. I was usually a bench warmer in my time. I was like, in grade school I played sports. It's because it was a Christian school, so all the kids played sports. But I was usually on the C team, and my job was to make sure that bench didn't hop up and get nobody. And make sure there was a warm spot for the players when they came on. Alright, so now we're going to put this on and see what we think. Like I said, remember, I like it thin, so you can make yours thick. Now, some of you have said that you actually, when you buy your cottage cheese, you go on and puree it all up as soon as you bring it home. Like you just do it all at once. Last time I did this, it thickened up a little bit after I pureed it. So keep that in mind. So that's why I was definitely confident in adding a little extra liquid. Because it was almost, last time I think it was more like heavy creamy. But then as it thickened up, it got a little thicker. All right, let me just show you the texture I've got right now. I ain't saying it's what it should be. I'm just saying it's what I'm doing now. Let's see what we think. Oh, let me just. All right. That's. Yeah, buddy. Now I need to find something to put that in. I need something with a lid. I mean, I know this has a lid, but maybe I'll scrub the other one. Anyway, hang on, I got an idea. Hear me out. Just hear me out. I like Catalina and French onion and stuff like that. And I think those are tomato based. I don't trust tomatoes to put in there. I don't know how bad they're going to be. But I could put some GUs in there. Don't be rolling them eyes at me. Don't be rolling them. Y'all know I got to go. I follow the rules on the first one of stuff I do, and then I got the gone. So this is GH ketchup. I think I'm going to do 2 tablespoons. I'll try to do around 2 tablespoons, which is, I think it's going to be 32 grams. So hold on. And see, what I'll do is I'll plug it all in, and I'll know in the end. All right. This might be disgusting, but I don't care. Oh my goodness. I know the whole point of this was just to kind of cut back on the stuff that we had, but I don't care. It's my dressing and I'll do what I want to. I'll do what I want to. I'll do what I want to. Oh, yeah. You would do it too if it happened to you. Boop, 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 boop. So now, what did I say? Ended up, I think it was 39 grams. All right, so now, and I need to see how much a tablespoon of this is weight-wise. Oh, Lord, I can't figure that out. Anyway, so I washed this lid. So this is what I'll use to dump it out with, to serve it with. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug all this in, and I'll tell you like what the total would be, and then from there I can figure out how many servings I want it to be based on how many calories it's going to be. So anyway, I'll be right back. Hey, I got to think a minute, and you know it takes too much for me to think, and y'all don't need to witness that. Okay, so here's what we got for my dressing. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. And for this dressing, if I make this be 8 times, so 8 servings, that would be 92 grams. So whatever that is. And then it would be 39 calories, 4.5 protein, 2.6 total carbs, and 0.5 fat. So that's with the salad dressing alone. The salad, if I do 150 cabbage grams, 60 grams of zucchini, 60 grams of tomato, and 60 grams of peppers, that's 77 calories, 4 protein, 0 fat, and 18 total carbs. So together we're looking at 20 total carbs. Like I said, y'all, veggies ain't what made me fat. That was not my problem. So I don't care if I'm doing 50 total carbs and it's a lot of veggies. That's still a heck of a lot better than going out and eating the things I was eating on my way up in the first place. So anyway, so yeah, that's what it's looking like. So I'll plug all those in as I eat it, but that's what we're looking at. So I just wanted to share what we're doing today. All right, bye. So after thinking about it, I realized, you know what? It's almost evening. Well, it's 3 in the evening, afternoon. So why don't I go ahead and make tomorrow's salad based on what my plan is, so you can kind of watch and see how I make it. So I've got some tomatoes right here because they were from the previous batch of tomatoes. So this is, I just build everything on my scale so I know exactly what it is, but we gotta put it on grams first. I'm doing 60 grams of tomatoes. All right, so there's 61, that's close enough. So 60 grams of tomatoes. And then I'll zero it out. And let's see what this one is. Zucchini. So we'll do 60 grams of zucchini. All right. And let's put this back on. I'll deal with that in a minute. 60 grams of zucchini. And then zero it out. And we're going to do 60 grams of peppers. Peppers are pretty high carb, so I probably could do less, but I plugged in 60, so that's what I'm doing. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I pulled these rings, these little plastic rings out of here, and now they fight me. So, okay, so there's 60. Then I still would like to do some seasoning, and this is Cicero seasoning, I think is what it is. Just sprinkle a little bit on there. And a little bit of salt. Let me find that. Just a little bit of salt. All right, so you want to make sure you zero it out. Now, it's probably been about 10, 15 minutes since I made that dressing. Now watch, when it comes out, it's going to be a little thicker already. But we're going for 90 grams. All right. There we go. So that is how I will make my salad. And I'll stick it in my refrigerator tonight. And then whenever I get my meat made for tomorrow, that's what I'll have tomorrow. This and whatever meat I have. So that's how I make my salads up in the evening times.